So like his brother or something like that. I'm sorry, I'm not a priest. Well, I am reverend, not priest. Difference. So we're talking about Lot. Lot's Abraham's brother-in-law or brother. I should have really looked that up better. I apologize. I will, if I get more traction on these, I will research them better. But anyway, Lot's related to Abraham. And let me tell you a little quick story about Lot. So Lot lives in this place called Sodom and Gomorrah. And I'm sure you've heard about Sodom and Gomorrah and how it got destroyed. But a lot of people don't really are clear about the events leading right up to that and right after that, which is a very unique biblical story. And I like to share them with you. So Lot is a pious man before the Lord. And he also has 2 really hot virginal daughters. And he happens to live in a city called Sodom. So, you know, there's a reason they called it that city. And again, I don't care what people's, and the context of this story, this is a biblical story. I don't give a shit what people's personal preferences and all their kind of decadent shit in their life. Whatever you want to do in your life, I believe, go ahead and fucking do it. This is in the context of the book that's written, right? So Sodom is like a really fucking decadent place. And it's basically just roving bands of people who want to sodomize people, except for Lot for some reason, but because he keeps his door locked. But I don't know why this wasn't a problem up until this point. But anyway, so just per happenstance, and we could talk about that story more in depth, but we don't got that kind of time tonight. 2 angels who look like attractive young men decide to visit Lot in Sodom, and they're going to warn him about, you know, what's going to happen. But why they're there, because the Lord's decided to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, because he's friends with Abraham, and we'll talk about that later, because Abraham's the slyest dude in the desert. He's pimping his wife out. He sent these angels. So why the angels are there, and I don't know, maybe they was like Chris Hemsworth and Henry Cavill or something. These were good-looking dudes, because apparently the whole town decided to show up, and they wanted to fuck them. Not making it up. This is in the Bible. I think this is Genesis chapter 14. This is all right in the beginning. So what does Lot do? How does he handle this as a father? His first thing is like he walks out and he goes, hey, these guys are my guests. If you guys got to fuck some people, I have 2 virgin daughters. Go ahead and have them. In the Bible. In the Bible. Now, thank God that the angels are, well, actually, you know what? Before we even get there, because I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. That, you know what the town says, though? They're like, fuck off. We don't want that. We're here for angel butt. We're here for the angel booty. Give it up. And they don't know they're angels. Just know they're good-looking young men. So the angels at this point have just basically, I'm paraphrasing and catching up because I don't have a lot of time. I have just had enough. And they're like, I fuck off. And they blind everybody. So and then they say, Lot, you need to get the fuck out of town with your 2 virgin daughters and your wife. And whatever the fuck you do, don't turn around and look at the city because it's going to fuck you up because it's that bad. Again, paraphrase. So everybody's blind and milling around screaming in Sodom and Gomorrah and shit like that. And Lot and his wife and stuff escape. And I don't know what fucking angels are doing. Probably communicating with God to call in the angelic airstrike or whatever. And so what does Lot's wife do as they're leaving? She turns right the fuck around, right? Because wouldn't you, after the angel of God who blinds a whole city and you hear explosions and stuff, you would do exactly what he told you not to do, right? Because that's what people do. And so she turns around. She just turns to fucking salt. How Lot knows this? Because he can't turn her. I guess he just turns around and tastes. There might be a passage. I forget. I'm sorry, I'm paraphrasing. I probably should have had my notes before this. I'll be better prepared next time. But, so she turns fucking salt. So it's just Lot and his daughter, and they go to like some fucking valley because Lot thinks the world's ended. I don't know why particularly, because the cities got blown up because the angels told him that God was just judging the cities. I don't think they told him he was going to judge the whole world. Again, theologians and stuff, feel free to comment how I'm just completely wrong and I'm misinterpreting what just happened there. That a man offered his 2 virgin daughters over like 2 angels who could probably just easily defend themselves. Who the fuck wrote this book? It's twisted, right? But it gets a little bit more twisted before we finish off. I don't have a lot of time. So Lot and his 2 daughters end up in a cave at the edge of civilization. And that's when his 2 daughters get the ideas, because they think everybody in the world's dead for no reason, is that the best thing that we should do is get our father drunk over 2 consecutive nights each night until he's pretty plastered and just hammer him so we can have children. It's in the Bible. Somebody wrote that in the Bible. This is activity that either God, the Lord of the universe, condones, like he didn't send an angel there and go, wait, before you fucking start doing that next level's bullshit, you might want to know that he didn't stop that. He sent angels to warn. It's kind of funny what God will and will not allow, like in how he allows stuff, because these are stories written by people who have fucking issues. Stories about pimping your wife out to get gold and silver. Stories about daughters getting their fathers drunk and sleeping, which is fucked up. Stories about people offering their virgin daughters to mobs who want to have sex with dudes and stuff like that. This shit is in Genesis. It gets worse. Again, that's what the Bible is. That's the Bible according to your friend Lenny Graves. Those are 2 quick stories. I only have 10 minutes on TikTok. I could do this all day, but this is what's in the Bible. And again, I don't tell you these things because some people need their Christian faith. I know there was a time in my life when I did. It got me through a tough time in my life, depression and stuff like that. But it's founded in nothing. It's founded in people who are bullshitting people on old just stories that when you get to their root are really pretty fucked up. The story of Sodom and Gomorrah is completely fucked up and just in no good way. And the story of Abraham crossing the fucking desert is completely fucked up in no good way. I will tell you the story of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the next thing about like circumcisions and stealing brothers' inheritance. And there's a whole bunch of different stories I could tell you. But anyway, this has gone too long. So what I'm going to do is say again, my name is Lena Graves. Usually I just do tarot cards, but I thought I'd throw something else out tonight, a little bit of an educational piece. And if you like it, comment, subscribe, share, do all that kind of stuff. That helps me if this is something that people want to hear or not. And have a great night, my dark and lovely soul. And remember, I don't think any religion has the answer. I think people find the answers to true spirituality and get in touch if there is a God or higher force or whatever you want to call it through meditation, reflection, psychedelics, all those kind of good things. You won't find in a book and a hierarchy system that's meant for you to come and pay people who know good and well they're telling you stories about dudes who pimped out their wives so that they could get a bunch of gold and silver when they hit the promised land. I don't know. Have a good night, my dark and lovely soul. Amen.